Hello everybody, my name is Master Blaster and I'm going to be working on the Ruckus and doing a little guest video for Caesar. A little guest video for Small Engine Velocity. Today we are going to be working on my suspension. Got me some new forks here and I'm going to be putting it on my Ruckus. Let me go ahead and give you a little tour of what's done so far. Basically, disassembly is already complete. And I've also taken out the actual steering stem for maintenance. I figured since I've got it mostly apart now, might as well get that part done as well. You can kind of see over here on my steering stem, it's a bit rough. It needs some cleaning. It needs, especially up there in the threads, there you can see rust and whatnot. And also, we need to go ahead and get in here and clean out those races and bearings, get those repacked. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll go ahead and get set up and get to work. Alright, first things first, let's go ahead and pull these bearings out. Let's see what they look like. Well, they're not too bad. I'm gonna clean them up. I'm gonna get this old grease out of there, re-grease it. I've got some bearing grease I've picked up. Don't feel too much debris in there, you know, but we'll clean it up, get the old out with the old and with the new. And we're gonna do this on the top and the bottom and get these things cleaned and repacked. That way, all my steering stem all the steering stem issues I were having will hopefully be done. Along with that, we're gonna get really up into this race and we're gonna clean all the rust and all the other gunk that's built up in here. Get rid of any of that nastiness. You can see the rust on my finger. We're gonna get rid of all of that as best we can. I'm gonna use prep pads and other stuff. Hopefully, once it's all cleaned, repacked, and ready to go, put the caps back on. I'll put the steering stem in first, then put the caps back on, and we'll be good. So let's go ahead and get on with that. Okay. These look a lot better. They're not perfect, but I don't think they have to be perfect. I think they just have to be good. So we'll repack those with new bearing grease. Yeah, that'll look real good. The top one is even nicer, but there's no obvious damage to these. Just needed a cleaning, a repacking. Let's go look at the races. That's where I think the real problems are. Alright, so up in here, there's a little shelf where the bearing lives. It's called a race. If you didn't know, bearings sit in races and usually things will rotate about those. The races can get pretty chewed up over time as bearings kind of rub against them, but this bike is so little, so lightweight, these races haven't created any grooves. So I think proper cleaning and we'll be in business. Let's go ahead and do that. Fun fact, I use brake cleaner to clean motherboards and computers. If you want to make your old computer hardware look like brand new, you can clean it with brake cleaner. And I'm talking every part of it, even the socket where the CPU goes. A little something I've learned, I thought I'd share. Ooh, yeah. After cleaning it, there's a little bit of a groove where the bearing rides. You can see it, but you can't feel it, so I don't think it's that bad. Okay, look how pretty and shiny we got that. Very nice. Got the rust out. Got everything out. So let's go ahead and let's work on the steering stem. So I'm gonna use my favorite dirty rag and a prep pad. I've used a prep pad on everything on this Ruckus so far to get surface rust off. That's great. It's in the woodworking section of your hardware store, if you didn't know. This thing's pretty ugly and it's got a lot of wear and tear on it, I can tell. I don't know. I thought a new steering stem would be one of the last things I bought for this thing, but it feels like it's quickly jumping up in my list of crap I want to replace on my Ruckus. Alright, so the battery went dead on the camera. So while I was charging, I just went ahead and cleaned up everything. You know, got the triple tree nice, got the race all cleaned up, got all the surface rust off, cleaned up the fasteners, got them all shiny. Hopefully that'll, you know, look nice for a little while. Next, we're gonna go ahead and pack these bearings with some grease. Got my trusty can of bearing grease here. There's really no pretty way to do this. Just get it on and get it in there. So I use the method where I put it in my palm and kind of take bites out of it with the bearing. It's a little different with these little tiny baby bearings, but it feels to be doing about the same job. It kind of pushes the grease through the bearing, getting it everywhere. That's what you want. That's the top bearing. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back into the race at the top, and then just repeat that for the other bearing, the slightly bigger one that goes in the bottom. Like I said, on bigger bearings, automotive hub bearings, you can get a lot more grease in there, but that's probably good for now. Go ahead and try to install this triple tree. I've got the top cap here, triple tree right here. Now I'll put the bottom bearing on the bottom race, and you just kind of, in you go. Now you want to be careful not to mess up your bearing at all, but that's just how she goes in. And voila, it's in. Of course, you got to tighten everything down, but that's the most of it. How nice, and with all new grease. So I don't know if you've ever done this. These steering stems are an 8-sided fastener. I looked everywhere for a socket or something that would fit this. Never could find it. But my neighbor let me borrow these things. I think I'll be able to get enough torque with that. I think I like that. It's a little tight, it's maybe even a little too tight, but I think I like it. And basically, this locks that into place. Pretty simple. I don't know, that might be too tight. I can kind of feel it rolling around in there. Cool. Triple tree maintenance. Handlebars back on, and there you go. Now before we move on, I just want to say this episode of Small Engine Velocity is brought to you by Ruck City. No, I wasn't sponsored, I had to pay for these parts, but you know how nice it is to be able to buy parts? Not all of us live in a city that has a lot of opportunity to get good Ruck parts, and Ruck City is definitely helping with that. So here's my hats off to Caesar and Ruck City for helping me out and giving me a place where I can actually get some quality parts. Appreciate it, guys. Boy, that looks nice. So what do you guys think? I think new forks is one of the best mods you can do. And man, is it not too complicated, and sure does make it look nice. Old, stock, probably still work just fine, but man, that's nicer. Also, took the opportunity to do some maintenance on the bearings for my triple tree. Can never go wrong there with that proper maintenance. So, there you go. So, just again want to thank Caesar. He asked me to do a video. He gave me a place to get my parts. And, you know, he's just a good dude. So, y'all should subscribe, watch more of his content. And if you like me, maybe I'll make some more videos too. But, thanks for watching, everybody. And, Caesar, I already apologize for the editing you're going to have to do. Later.